Have you ever noticed how every journey begins with a quiet sense of wonder? It starts the moment you picture yourself stepping into a new place, feeling the air change, hearing unfamiliar sounds that gently pull you forward. There's a calming truth many travelers don't realize. Studies show that even a short trip can lift your mood, sharpen your memory, and add a sense of purpose to your days. For seniors, travel isn't just about sightseeing, it's about connection, renewal, and proving to yourself that adventure doesn't have an expiration date. But here's something worth thinking about. Not every destination is as welcoming as it looks in glossy brochures or online guides. Behind warm smiles and picture-perfect views, some spots hide small traps that can turn a peaceful getaway into a stressful challenge. And the most surprising part? They're often found in the very places you've dreamed about for years. It's easy to get caught off guard when a charming street suddenly leads you into a pushy souvenir stand, or when a smiling vendor tries to sell you something you didn't plan to buy. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this scene. You've just arrived in a quiet, historic town. The early light spreads across cobblestone streets, and you can smell fresh bread drifting from a nearby cafe. Everything feels calm, safe, inviting. Then just around the corner, you're faced with a bustling market where prices are mysteriously high, and the crowd feels just a little too close. That moment, when the magic of travel meets an unexpected obstacle, is something every seasoned explorer learns to navigate. If you've ever felt curious about how to keep your adventures smooth, safe, and truly joyful, stay with me. Today, we're going to uncover the tourist traps seniors should always avoid, so your trips remain as calm and rewarding as you've imagined. One of the most common mistakes travelers make is signing up for overpriced guided tours that promise hidden gems but leave you feeling rushed and overwhelmed. They advertise exclusive access, yet the reality is often a crowded bus and a guide speaking faster than you can follow, with little time to pause or rest. I once met Eleanor, a retired teacher exploring Florence. She told me with a gentle laugh, "I felt like I was running a marathon instead of savoring the view." Her story is a reminder that the best moments on a trip often come when you have the freedom to set your own pace. Another trap lies in restaurants planted right next to famous landmarks. Their colorful menus may look inviting, and the view might seem worth the splurge, but the food is often overpriced and rushed with little care for quality. Walk just a few streets away and you'll find cozy cafes where locals sip coffee slowly, greeting each other as if time itself has decided to take a breath. That's where the heart of a destination lives, and it rarely costs a fortune to enjoy. Then there are free attractions that aren't as free as they claim. Street performers or costumed characters may invite you for a cheerful photo, only to demand an unexpected tip afterward. You can spot that uneasy moment when someone realizes they've stepped into a situation they didn't agree to, wallet half open, unsure whether to leave or pay. It's awkward, and it can sour an otherwise pleasant afternoon. But the most surprising trap is hidden in plain sight. Charming little shops selling souvenirs at sky-high prices, especially in areas thick with visitors. It's tempting to pick up a trinket as a keepsake, but before you buy, take a moment to explore smaller stores on side streets or ask a local for recommendations. You'll often find more authentic treasures and friendlier prices. If any of these stories make you nod in recognition, know you're not alone. Every experienced traveler has stumbled once or twice, and that's how wisdom is earned. With just a bit of awareness, you can turn those potential mishaps into quiet victories, leaving more room in your day and in your heart for the simple joy of discovery. When it comes to travel, safety and comfort are not luxuries. They are essentials. especially for seniors who want to enjoy each moment without unnecessary stress. One of the most important choices you can make begins before you even leave home, selecting accommodations. It may be tempting to save money on a small guest house or a walk-up apartment, but think ahead. Will you be comfortable climbing multiple flights of stairs after a long day of exploring? A charming room can quickly lose its appeal when you're carrying heavy luggage or returning tired in the evening. Choosing hotels or apartments with reliable reviews, elevators, or ground floor options can make all the difference in preserving your energy and peace of mind. Another vital tip is pacing yourself. Many travelers feel pressure to see it all, rushing from one landmark to the next. But the truth is, no trip should feel like a race. Give yourself permission to slow down. Imagine sitting on a shaded bench in a quiet square, listening to the sound of a fountain or watching children play nearby. Those moments of stillness are often the ones you remember most vividly. It's not about how many attractions you visit, it's about how deeply you experience each one. Carrying small, thoughtful items can also transform your journey. A lightweight scarf or shawl may seem simple, but it can be a lifesaver. It offers warmth during a breezy boat ride, shade when the sun grows too strong, or comfort in overly air-conditioned spaces. A refillable water bottle and a small pack of healthy snacks can save you from long waits at tourist stands where prices soar and options are limited. These little comforts mean fewer interruptions and more energy to enjoy the world unfolding around you. Another often overlooked detail is planning rest breaks into your itinerary. Don't wait until exhaustion forces you to stop. Instead, design your days with pauses built in. A mid-morning coffee, a leisurely lunch, or a gentle walk before dinner. These breaks not only protect your health, but also give you the chance to notice the subtle details of a place, the way sunlight falls across a street, the laughter drifting from a nearby cafe, the smell of fresh flowers at a market stand. Finally, trust your instincts. If a situation feels too rushed, too crowded, or simply uncomfortable, give yourself permission to step back. Travel should feel safe, nourishing, and restorative. By listening to your body and respecting your limits, you create space for joy to flow naturally. Every adjustment, no matter how small, is a step toward making your trip not just easier, but truly memorable. Not every trip is filled with challenges. In fact, some destinations seem to be designed with calm, thoughtful travelers in mind. These are the places where every detail has been considered, where sidewalks are wide and even, benches are plentiful, and quiet corners invite you to pause and take in the moment. For seniors, these destinations are more than convenient. They feel like a warm welcome, a gentle invitation to explore without pressure or stress. Take Asheville, North Carolina, for example. The Biltmore Estate is a place where gardens stretch as far as the eye can see, and each room in the historic mansion tells a story at a pace that allows you to linger and absorb the atmosphere. Walking through the estate doesn't feel like a race. There are shaded paths, comfortable seating along scenic viewpoints, and staff who genuinely understand that visitors may prefer to explore slowly. Imagine pausing by a quiet fountain, listening to the soft trickle of water while the world moves gently around you. Across the ocean, Bruges in Belgium offers a similar experience with its winding canals and charming cobblestone streets. Here, the rhythm of the town seems almost deliberate in its calmness. Small cafes invite you to sit for hours, sipping tea or coffee
while observing the slow flow of daily life. Shops are approachable, staff are friendly, and the crowds rarely feel overwhelming. Walking along the canal, you can feel the serenity of a city that encourages you to take your time. And here's a growing trend that's worth noting: slow travel programs designed specifically for retirees. These trips focus on fewer stops, longer stays, and meaningful experiences rather than ticking off lists. You might spend a morning learning to cook a local recipe, an afternoon wandering a quiet museum, and the evening simply enjoying a sunset with new friends. The pace is measured, intentional, and deeply rewarding. The key is to look for places where accessibility, comfort, and a relaxed rhythm are prioritized. When you travel to destinations that care for your needs, you're not just avoiding stress, you're enriching every moment. You can stroll at your own pace, savor local flavors, and discover little surprises without ever feeling rushed. These destinations don't just make travel easier, they transform it into a deeply satisfying and restorative experience, leaving you with memories that linger long after your journey ends. If you can imagine yourself in one of these serene towns, taking it slow, breathing in new sights and sounds, you're already stepping into a smarter, calmer way to travel, one that keeps your heart and mind fully present in every beautiful moment.
Here's a truth that every seasoned traveler learns over time. Tourist traps lose their power the moment you slow down and make intentional choices. It's not about avoiding everything unfamiliar or hiding from crowds. It's about being thoughtful, observing carefully, and trusting your instincts. A calm traveler can spot overpriced tours, crowded attractions, or rushed restaurants from a distance, and that awareness transforms potential stress into quiet confidence. Before you book your next trip, take a moment to ask yourself a simple question. Will this experience leave me feeling peaceful and energized, or hurried and drained? That single question can save you hours of frustration, and it can change the way you experience a destination. The right choice means more time to notice subtle details, the gentle hum of conversation in a cafe, the sunlight glinting off a river, or the aroma of fresh pastries drifting through a quiet street. These are the moments that stay with you long after the trip ends. Remember that every wise traveler was once a beginner who made a few mistakes along the way. Perhaps you already encountered a crowded tour or a pricey souvenir stall, and maybe you even laughed at the memory later. Those small lessons become part of your travel wisdom. Each careful decision, every mindful pause, is a step toward a journey that feels effortless, restorative, and truly joyful. Take a moment to imagine the next trip you'll plan. Picture walking slowly through a charming town, pausing wherever you choose, taking in the sights, sounds, and scents without rush. Pausing stop at a small local cafe, savoring a warm cup of tea, exchanging smiles with friendly staff, and feeling a sense of connection to a place and its people. That feeling, calm, present, and fully alive, is the reward for traveling smartly and thoughtfully. Travel isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about crafting experiences that touch your heart and leave a lasting sense of fulfillment. By choosing destinations that value comfort and serenity, pacing yourself, and trusting your instincts, you can create journeys filled with joy, wonder, and gentle discovery. These are the trips you will remember, long after the suitcases are unpacked, the tickets are filed away, and the postcards are sent. Every mindful choice, every quiet pause turns an ordinary trip into an extraordinary memory. If these tips have sparked your imagination, consider how small adjustments in planning and mindset can completely transform your next adventure. Your travel story is waiting, and it can be as serene, rich, and unforgettable as you allow it to be.